Yoo-hoo! Yeah, you know who it is. Oh, Dark 30, time for the Impact Podcast, baby. Yes, that's right, folks. Todd Durkin here, and I am flying high after what was an absolutely incredible retreat that we just had for the Todd Durkin Mastermind group. Folks, we had, count them, 30 people here in San Diego, and we went deep on what's called rebuilding from the inside out. Rebuilding from the inside out. Does anyone else need right now to rebuild from the inside out? Maybe you're stuck, maybe you're stalled, maybe you're frustrated, maybe you're feeling empty, you're tired, you're even exhausted. Well, let me tell you what, right now, I'm about to breathe just a few minutes of life into you today, because let me tell you what, man, oh man, was it a special time in San Diego. So, 3 quick points as you think about your day, you get fired up from rebuilding from the inside out. Number 1 is this: there's nothing like the power of a live event. This was our second Mastermind retreat of 2021, and the energy in the room was contagious. I call that contagious enthusiasm. And I don't know about you, but I've been yearning and searching for some more life from the inside out. And there's nothing like connecting with other fire-breathing dragons, other passionate, purpose-driven souls that are driven to do great in the world, to create impact in the world. And that's what we had. We're talking about 3 days of going deep and deep and deep in business, in self, and in life. And that's what it's all about. The power of a live event. As a matter of fact, several of you have just responded. Last week, I talked about I'm doing another live in-person event in July 16th to the 18th. Still spots available. Sign up if you need a little life in you. You need a little live event inside of you. Come out to San Diego here in July. The power of a live event will turn the light switch on. Woohoo! Turn it on. Number 2, rebuilding from the inside out. Faith time. Faith time. Regardless of your faith, whether you're a believer or not, and I know this, my faith has gotten me through the last 15 months. As a matter of fact, this coming Monday, I have a special episode coming up about We're Open, because the state of California is opening up on June 15th. So this Monday, I'm going to drop a little special something on you. Be ready to rock and roll this Monday. But faith time. Here's what I want to encourage you to do. When I talk about rebuilding from the inside out, perhaps today is the day you turn the light switch on. Maybe it's been dormant, maybe it's been dark, maybe it's been like missing. But today, I want you to go deep. I want you to have some quiet time, meditation time, prayer time, journal time, quiet time, and tap into the whispers. The hardest exercise that we can do is complete silence. So right now, if you're out for a walk, I want you to take some nice deep breaths in. Whether you're walking the dog, you're jogging, you're working out, you're driving, I want you just to listen to silence, faith time, and listen to the whispers and what it's saying. What is it saying? Faith. Faith over fear. Fortitude, attitude, integrity, trust, and humility, faith over fear. Right now, we're going to squash fear. We're going to attack fear. We're going to run at fear. Whatever fears you're facing today, I say right now today, we're going to abolish those fears, and we're going to use faith as a way to amp up and ramp up the strength inside of you. That strength that's inside of you, we're going to turn that light switch on as the lights are flickering literally inside right now of the HQ. We're having a little energy. I'm like, we're causing a little reverberation. But turn the faith on, turn that light on. And lastly, rebuilding from the inside out. I want you to look forward. I want you to look forward. I'm going to share a few of my favorite quotes that I shared this past weekend with my masterminders. And I want you to think about how these resonate with you. How do these quotes resonate with you on looking forward? Pastor Jeremiah talks about, the front windshield is 10 times bigger than the rearview mirror. Sometimes we get caught looking always in reverse. Hey, listen, I think reflection is a great thing. I think it's good to look back every now and then. But if we're stuck looking in that rearview mirror and we're not looking through that windshield of where we're going, which is 10 times bigger and more powerful than the rearview mirror, then we need to look forward and look at that vision of what it's saying. So listen to these quotes and see if they're resonating with you like they are me. Number one, you can't create new miracles with old mindsets. You can't create new miracles with old mindsets. Two, when faced with the choice of doing what is right and what is easy, always choose what is right, even when it's not easy. Number three, what if the worst thing that happened to you turns out to be the best thing that's ever happened to you? That's number three. And these are all takeaways from the retreat and things that we wrote down. Number four, there's a divine voice that lives inside each of us that may not make any sense to anyone. But when you know what you know, it becomes less important what other people think. Oh, that's deep right there. Number five, leadership is sometimes passing off the baton. Number six, if it's not going to matter in 3 years, then stop doing it. Make sure you're doing work that matters. We focused at retreat about making sure that our purpose and our passion was dialed up. We're focused on what we're going to do so we can focus on work that matters, because that's called impact. Doing work that matters now so that in 3 years we're living legacy, baby. Number seven, pain makes people change. Why is it none of us like pain? We all hate pain, but when looking back in that rearview mirror, you realize that in the deepest and darkest of times is when we changed the most. Pain makes people change. Make sure you're changing and evolving today. Number eight, stop being who you were and become who you are. That's a Paul Coelho quote. Stop being who you were and become who you are. That's looking forward of who are we becoming? Regardless of what happened in the past, good or bad, or let me say good and bad, let's make sure we are becoming that person we desire to be. Number nine, this moment in your life is just a chapter. It's not your whole story. Right now, today, realize that it's a chapter. It's not your whole story. It's a season. The season you're in. Maybe you love the season you're in. Fantastic. Enjoy it. Marinate in it. Love it. Celebrate it. And if you're not in a season that you're enjoying, make sure you continue to have a vision of where you're going so we can look forward to the next season so that we may have a harvest. The 10th thing I wrote down from my takeaway from this past weekend and in rebuilding from the inside out is happiness is doing what you love and accepting whatever comes out of it. How do we captivate and cultivate more happiness and joy and fulfillment in our lives? I've really been thinking a lot about that word joy and fulfillment. What can I do that makes my soul sing? Rebuild it from the inside out and be that. The 11th one was one of our attendees said, a lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. I love that one. Wrote that one down. It's like in a journal. A lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. Right now, I find that there's a lot of opinions out there. And the only one that matters is yours, the one that's inside of you, because that quiet time I talked about there in number 2, that faith time, that quiet time, that time to reflect and go deep and to be prayerful. What is that? Number 12, gratitude is the antidote of fear. Find gratitude every single morning and every single day and let it captivate your essence. Gratitude captivates your essence. Live in gratitude. My friends, today, if you're facing fear, anxiety, stress, overwhelm, exhaustion, today find gratitude. One of the beautiful things about the Power of a Live event, which I shared in number 1, is we come together and we have very purposeful time to pray, to think, to write, and get clear on our life's mission and what we do best. Then all of a sudden, gratitude overtakes and overwhelms our heart and our mind. And what a beautiful thing that is. Number 13, your greatest talent is so much more powerful than your biggest fear. Let me repeat that, my friends. Your greatest talent is so much more powerful than your biggest fear. On this Spit and Fire today, as I share with you some of my takeaways from not only what I taught, but from what the essence of the room was with these 30 fire-breathing dragon fitness coaches from around the world. Think about your greatest talent. What is it? What is your greatest talent? Because it's way more powerful than your biggest fear. We want to squash fear and overcome it, knowing that there's gifts inside of you that the world needs to hear. Share that with the world and watch what happens. Number 14 of 15. 15 of my top takeaways is life is found in the dance between your deepest desire and your greatest fear. That comes from my man, Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is someone who, in my mind, I've looked up to for 20 years. He's kind of mentored me in a way that I've studied him, but I love that quote. Life is found in the dance between your deepest desire and your greatest fear. It's called life. Life is a dance. It's a harmony. It's a rhythm. There's highs and there's lows. There's mountains and there's valleys. There's great times, there's sad times, there's bad times, there's good times. My friends, today, life is found in the dance between your deepest desire and your greatest fear. And of course, my 15th and final point I share today is this. Create impact, baby. Create impact, baby. Think about that. What's it going to take for you today, on this very day that you listen to today's podcast episode? What's it going to take for you to live with more passion, more purpose, and more impact? 3 points today. The power of a live event. And whether it's one you're signing up for in July or anyone else I've got coming up or any other live event that's going to fill up your heart, your soul, your mind, your gut with everything that it's going to take for you to continue moving forward. The power of a live event. Number 2 is faith time. Get the quiet time and go deep inside your heart and your head and your hara and go deep and surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up and support your dreams and your visions. And lastly, I just shared 15 points, takeaways from this event on looking forward. Looking forward, I want you to think about that. Maybe you rewind those 15 points and maybe there's 1 or 2, 5 or 10, or maybe all 15 resonated deeply, and listen to it over and over and over again. Because, my friends, that's called rebuilding from the inside out, and that is called impact.